We're kicking off today with the fallout from RTruth's stunning and unexpected return at WWE's Money in the Bank, which occurred just days after he revealed the company wasn't renewing his contract. According to Fightful Select, RTruth's departure was legitimate, and his return to the main event of Saturday's premium live event wasn't part of a long-term plan. His comeback was a shock to the fans and the talent working, as it was a well-kept secret from everyone. The multi-time 24/7 champion had ignored WWE's initial attempts to contact him. However, that all changed when WWE CEO Nick Khan stepped in to oversee the situation personally. A senior WWE official revealed, when RTruth had initially been approached for a return, he didn't seem to entertain the calls. When Nick Khan took over, things opened up. Khan's involvement in the negotiation process is said to be a rare situation, proving just how important it was for WWE to secure RTruth's swift return. According to insiders, his new deal will run for 3 years and was made possible by the overwhelming reactions from fans and RTruth's peers. Truth being brought back was something they viewed as a good sign that the roster and fan response being listened to overcame everything else, said one source. Fans have praised Khan for stepping in and ensuring that the deal with RTruth was done. However, there is now concern WWE has set a standard for themselves in terms of caving under fan pressure after making big decisions such as releases. Fightful pointed out that this situation is not standard practice for WWE. However, the fans have now been shown how much power they have when they come together. Triple H was the man who decided to release the hilarious WWE veteran, and bringing him back hasn't gone down well with the game, according to reports. This could be one of the reasons why Triple H appeared tense when he was grilled about RTruth's situation during the post-show press conference. I love that question. You enjoying the show? It's all part of the show, man. Truth's son Christopher Killings added to the drama by posting and later deleting a cryptic Instagram story featuring this phrase, "Stop the cap," using a hat emoji in place of the word cap, suggesting that things may not be exactly as they appear at first sight. He eventually congratulated his father by adding that it was going to be one last run, hinting that this was going to be the final few years of RTruth's in-ring career. Corey Hayes of Bodyslam.net added more details by revealing that deal was finalized just hours before Money in the Bank, showing the situation went down to the wire. The contract isn't a typical one for talent and is seen as a unique arrangement. One example is that RTruth is now going by his real name Ron Killings and won't be known as RTruth. This is a clever branding decision by Killings himself, as Brian Alvarez revealed in Figure 4 Daily Update that the veteran had requested the change so he had more market value post-WWE. Ron Killings did ask for the name change to his real name as part of this new deal, as many had suspected, Alvarez reported. The advantage is that when the new deal ends, he will have had TV time as Ron Killings and can then go straight to using that name on the indies and for personal appearances. Was reverting to his real name a wise decision? Does this give Ron Killings more control over his post-WWE legacy? Share your opinion in the comments below. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. RTruth's return to the company proved to be a perfect storybook ending to Money in the Bank, which led to some reshuffling of the match lineup. PW Insider revealed that Triple H made significant changes as the men's ladder match was originally slated to go on last. However, he made tweaks to ensure it was the tag team match that closed the show, as the last-minute plans came together for RTruth's return. The initial idea would have seen Cody Rhodes pin John Cena clean, building toward their one-on-one rivalry. However, everything changed to accommodate RTruth, and Triple H made those creative decisions. The power of social media has undoubtedly been shown throughout this story, so it was no surprise when a fan took to X to comment on his return. His post read, "I'ma say this and be done. Wrestling as a collective, fans and wrestlers together use their voices to help get a black man's job back in less than a week. That's why the how is important to me. 22 million views and broken hearts. Change was made, period." RTruth replied with a heartfelt message that quickly went viral. "No cap, we want Truth was seen, heard, felt, and understood. Believe me when I say this, I love every one of y'all to death. We made history together." This was the clearest sign that nobody had been worked in this situation, and that what went down was as genuine and dramatic as it gets. Truth pushed that idea even further by replying to a fan to say, "No work." It was a fantastic feel-good moment for all the fans, and while it might lead to some organized campaigns down the line regarding other hiring and firing decisions, it serves as a reminder of how beloved certain wrestlers are. However, there is a question over whether or not WWE has given away more control than they'd have liked. Should fans have this level of sway over WWE's creative direction and roster decisions, or has WWE set a dangerous precedent it won't easily undo? Drop your thoughts and reactions in the comments below. Botches are standard practice in wrestling due to the live element of the sport, and that's enhanced when ladders are involved, as Andrade learned the hard way on Saturday. He was hit in the face with a ladder during a brawl with El Grande Americano, and that was made worse when the Ricochet led to the ladder nailing him in his crotch too. One of the most impressive moves of the night was when Roxanne Perez reversed Rhea Ripley's Razor's Edge with a Hurricane Rana into a ladder. However, on closer inspection, fans have learned that the Prodigy slammed her head on the ladder in the process. However, arguably the most talked about botch of the night took place in a non-ladder match as Logan Paul slipped when attempting to do a buckshot lariat. One of the most shocking moments for Money in the Bank saw Jacob Fatu turn on his Bloodline leader Solo Sikoa by purposefully stopping him from winning before he went on to destroy him inside the ring. There are now question marks over whether WWE will add a new member to the group to help Solo with the numbers game, which could lead to Hikaleo's debut. The son of Haku was signed by the company last summer. WWE's been waiting for the right moment to debut him ever since, and the opportunity might now have arisen. Should WWE disband Solo's version of the Bloodline, or should WWE consider finally debuting Hikaleo to replace Jacob Fatu? Let us know in the comments. WWE's Money in the Bank featured some of the biggest stars in WWE. However, AAA's Mr. Iguana was the one everyone talked about at the end of the weekend after his performance at Worlds Collide. According to Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp, the internal reaction to Mr. Iguana's huge pop was immediate, and the decision was quickly made to have him make a ringside appearance at Money in the Bank. That might not be the last time he's shown on WWE television either, as one NXT source has revealed they'll be pushing for him to make an appearance on the developmental brand shortly as well, with WWE looking to make the most of his momentum. Vince McMahon has been away from the wrestling world for several years, but that doesn't mean he's just sitting down and catching a tan. Shane McMahon has given a rare interview with TMZ Sports, with the former WWE superstar providing an update regarding his father and what he's been doing during his time away from the spotlight. He's been doing really well, he's enjoying life, getting a little bit of rest in there, but if you know my dad, he's always gung-ho, and he's always doing the next thing, and that's what he's focused on. McMahon launched his own investment firm recently, 14th and I, after the iconic DC intersection where Capital Wrestling Corporation was once based. This could be a hint about what's going to be occupying his time moving forward. The company is trademarked for ventures in private equity and, more interestingly, entertainment production, which has had people wondering whether McMahon is preparing to step back into the world of professional wrestling. Shane's hints about Vince's rest might indicate what's to come next, but it remains to be seen whether the legendary promoter is ready to return to the working world. Shane himself has been rumored to be stepping back into the wrestling bubble recently when he was spotted meeting with Tony Khan, and TMZ grilled him about that. However, Shane made it clear that he simply wished them success, as AEW isn't WWE, which is the company that he helped to build. He didn't rule out anything for the future. However, he appears to be staying loyal to his family promotion, despite rumors that Khan had ghosted Shane O'Mac. What do you think about Shane McMahon possibly joining AEW? Do you think he could help the company out in a major way? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comment section below. Drew McIntyre's feud against CM Punk is one of the most memorable in WWE's modern history due to how personal and intense it ended up being, but even then, there was a line that McIntyre wouldn't cross. When speaking to Gorilla Position Beyond the Ring, McIntyre admitted he was close to name-dropping Vince McMahon during a promo when referencing Punk's controversial firing on his wedding day. It crossed my mind, the conversation in my head of, do I do it? Do I say the same person that fired you on your wedding day? Which did cross my mind, but again, somebody's got to be the professional out there, and in Chicago, he's technically the good guy, even though he's the bad guy, and I'm saying the truth nonstop. It's an example of how professional wrestlers can be, even in the heat of the moment, which was the right decision. He claimed the rivalry was built on authenticity rather than storytelling, which worked in the moment. It proves just how close things got to boiling over between the two men in a rivalry that blurs the lines between character and reality. Kevin Owens has been updating fans about his neck injury, and during a recent interview with Late 10 Sport, he revealed that a surprising source ended up helping him. His planned WrestleMania 41 rival Randy Orton put KO in touch with the doctor who saved his career, and he's been providing Owens with advice. Owens has now met with 3 doctors and 4 specialists, proving how hard he works to get the correct answers. The prizefighter also explained that he hasn't had neck surgery yet because doctors are waiting for his condition to develop before moving forward. Therefore, we'll have to see when Owens will have surgery and whether he'll be back in the ring, as nothing is certain right now. RTruth may have returned to WWE following his release, however, not every wrestler is given the chance to make an immediate return, with most having to go away and prove themselves before being given that opportunity. That's the case with Elayna Black, formerly known as Cora Jade, as it's been revealed that she'll be appearing at GCW for 6 dates. Alberto Del Rio stirred the wrestling world when he beat up El Hijo del Vikingo's father on a popular morning television show as he blurred the lines between reality and kayfabe to hype AAA. During the latest Keeping It 100, Conan took full credit for coming up with the idea, with AAA planting 2 security guards who Del Rio had been instructed to rough up. However, some of the legitimate security didn't know it was planned and tried to stop things for real. Were you convinced by this segment when you first saw it, or did you know that it was a work? Let us know in the comments below. Now, Adam Copeland hasn't been seen in AEW since the AEW Dynasty pay-per-view when FTR shockingly attacked him and wrote him off television. Fans thought he'd be back for All In Texas to be part of a significant match, but the company has delayed a huge plan. Sean Ross Sapp spoke to The Hump about the possibility of a reunion between Copeland and Christian Cage and whether it's been delayed by Tony Khan with All Out in mind due to the show happening in Toronto. Sapp said that those he talked to have hinted that there were issues with the idea of turning Cage into a babyface, as he wants to continue his heel run with the patriarchy for a little while longer. The initial plans would have seen the former WWE legends team up against FTR at All In Texas, but that was scrapped, with AEW now playing the long game with this highly anticipated reunion. However, it remains to be seen when AEW will bring Copeland back together with his longtime best friend. WWE's beefed up its security measures to protect Roxanne Perez after the horrifying news that she was dealing with serious online threats. Fightful Select revealed that WWE provided extra security for Perez's meet and greet this past weekend, and the company is taking the threats very seriously. Naomi has been one of WWE's best heels in 2025, with the new Miss Money in the Bank having displayed a violent and edgy new personality that is all about herself, with her days of spreading the glow firmly behind her. However, even though winning the Money in the Bank ladder match will allow her to torment the babyface champions, she did break character and reveal just how much things meant to her during the post-show panel. After experiencing my little situation, my walkout, and coming to TNA, I came back with a different mindset and different attitude, she said. I think this is the one that I needed all along. The glow in the beginning of my career got me this far, but I felt with this new revelation and evolution of women in this top-tier talent, I had to become something else to get back to the top. That is what I'm on the journey of doing and becoming now. Everybody who doesn't believe in me, like it, or got something to say better, proceed with caution. Fans have been buzzing about RTruth's surprise return to WWE, but AEW's Ricochet hasn't been amused by their reaction, taking to Instagram to call them hypocrites. I remember when Tony changed Mina's music back to her original music and fans shit on him saying, Tony lets the fans make the decisions. But now, when an entire company hires someone back, it's, oh, we got worked, ha ha ha, bunch of mental patients. Well, this is likely just part of Ricochet's heel gimmick, which he displayed in AEW. He certainly didn't hold back on his thoughts. We are finally ending with Finn Balor reacting to his wife, Veronica Rodriguez, making her WWE debut as part of the Worlds Collide event, where she worked as an interviewer. Balor shared a photograph of his wife working with a face emoji and love hearts as the WWE superstar showed his support for her. However, it remains to be seen whether this was just a one-off appearance or the start of a blossoming new working relationship.